Tom Brady making it official with this tweet. These past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands.
This is a great one.
First off, let me begin this video by sending my condolences to the man who bought Tom Brady's final touchdown ball this past weekend for a measly $518,000. With Brady's return, the Bucs have now jumped from 25-1 odds to win the Super Bowl to being the third favorite behind the Bills and Chiefs. Tampa has an absolutely brutal schedule, and Brady will be 45 when the season starts. That, by the way, would be the oldest quarterback to start a game in NFL history. Now, the first thing I want to get to is the timing of all this, because there's a few interesting pieces of information here. First off, Brady spent this past weekend in Manchester, where the Glazer family hosted him. Of course, the Glazers are the family that own both Manchester United and the Bucs. Clearly something was discussed there. I don't know if it was some move to give him control like no player has ever had before, or if it was part of an attempted move to bring Antonio Brown back. I have no idea if Brady would even want that himself after Brown quit on the team, but it's a theory at least worth floating. Maybe the most likely scenario was a deal for the team to mortgage its future like never before to go all in this next year. No matter what, the Bucs are no doubt thrilled with Brady's comeback. Team Vice President Mike Greenberg had previously joked with Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer that he'd name his third son after Brady if he came back. Another part of the timing is Brady announcing the night before the NFL's legal tampering period begins. That's right before all those Bucs free agents will be making their decisions in free agency. There are big pieces Brady is going to want back. That begins with Ryan Jensen and Alex Kappa on the O-line. The Bucs quickly re-signed Jensen within hours of Brady's announcement. You want to know how that happened? According to Peter King, Brady reached out to Jensen on Sunday afternoon and told him something like, "I'm coming back and I need you, and we gotta get your deal done." Boom, deal is done. GM Brady strikes again. But even still, it seems Kappa already had a deal in place with the Bengals. I think we can expect Gronk to return to the Bucs now after legitimate rumors of the Bills going after him in free agency and Gronk hinting that he'd play with Joe Burrow without Brady in the NFL. King said Gronk's friends believe that he's back if Brady asks. And we all know Brady's gonna ask. You'd also think Brady would like Leonard Fournette back with the chemistry that they've built over the past 1.5 years, but relying on an older running back is always a concern. Fournette did say a goodbye of sorts to the Bucs on Instagram, but has deleted that post in the last 24 hours. I also do wonder if Brady could pull in some old Patriots teammates as well, like Danny Amendola or James White, or even on the defensive side of the ball like Stephon Gilmore. The team is also going to need to open up more cap space. One of the easier ways to do that would be to extend Chris Godwin to get him off the double franchise tag number and move a lot of that money down the line. Worth noting, the Bucs just restructured Vita Vea's contract the day before Brady's announcement. Something tells me they all knew something. Brady's return makes it more likely for other players to follow in Vea's footsteps in order to help the team go all in next year. In fact, Arians straight up told Rick Stroud that Brady's return will affect the Bucs' ability to retain their own free agents, saying guys love playing with him. So obviously we would all expect that, but Arians probably has a good idea at how exactly this will change things, and he sounds very upbeat about it. Unfortunately though for the Bucs, their best guard was Ali Marpet, and he's saying that he won't come out of retirement even after Brady's announcement. Now, it's funny looking back at Brady's never say never comment, because in that same minute he said he wouldn't know how he'd feel 6 months from his retirement. Turns out it took less than a month and a half for him to feel differently. But that feeling was really what he's felt for many years. He pretty much just reverted back to what he used to feel. Brady's father told Boston TV station 7 News that his son felt pressured by outside forces to make a too early decision to walk away. Brady always said he'll quit when he sucks, or it'll be at some far-off age in the distance from when it was asked. Then all of a sudden, that seemed to change this year. I, like many others, figured it was his wife Giselle finally putting her foot down and saying that was it after she had begged him to retire for so many years. And then for Brady to say now was the time for his focus to be on his kids and not football, well, it all sounded very reasonable. My personal theory is a deal was put into place between his kids and Giselle. In the past, Brady has said his kids have wanted him to keep playing, and it sort of brings the family together like we saw during his final, not final game. I think Brady wanted to keep playing all along, but he couldn't fully convince his wife on his own. Bucs fans should probably be thanking 3 people, and they go by the names of Jack, Benny, and Vivian. Or maybe you could subscribe to the theory of Brady being at home with the kids, with no job for 2 months, and realizing what he's gotten himself into. I don't know, something tells me little Benny ain't running the slants like Godwin and Edelman. Or maybe Vivian's got bricks for hands. That might have just done it. That very well could have been the moment where he got on the phone to call Arians. There's also the theory about his retirement being a way to force his way out of Tampa, but Arians shut it down when he said it would take 5 first-round picks to make that trade. Brady technically could have tried forcing his way out, and I guess it'd be much more plausible when his Bucs contract ends. But as I've said in the past, the fact that they're building a house in Miami for their family to live in for the foreseeable future pretty much guarantees a limit on a Brady move to another team. If you want to talk a minority share of the Dolphins post-retirement, then sure, that could happen. Maybe his relationship with the Glazers would top that though, similar to how John Elway was once offered partial ownership of the Broncos. Though I will say that one NFL executive actually believes the 49ers theory. He told The Athletic that he thinks the past 40 days have been about attempting a move to San Francisco. If that were to be true, then clearly the Bucs didn't play ball. I like my family theory much more. Now I'm going to end this video with a pattern in a tweet from Field Yates. For the past 9 seasons, after every year in which Brady did not win the Super Bowl, he then went on to win the very next year.
The real reason Tom Brady is returning to the NFL is because his family no longer wishes to kiss him on the lips. Bruce Arians promised Tom all the kissing he would want. Box chat sources say Ryan Jensen wants in as well.
We? We. I'm not gonna be here.